Every child matters. Just like the gays and the lesbians, they wanted to have a bar, they wanted to drink. The police harassed them. One night it turned into a riot. They called it the Stonewalls Riot. That riot at night, it turned into a discussion about gays and lesbians and transgenders' rights, human rights. It turned into a discussion about human rights for gays and lesbians. And then the flag came, the rainbow flag. That's when it was something. That's when it was something. That's what I see when I see LGBT flags, rainbows. That's what I think about. I think about the Stonewall riots that happened at night. I think about every single one of yous. And when I see Every Child Matters, I think 60 Scoop. Okay, I know what that is. That's just a term for a practice that took place back in the 60s. Back then, the practice is take children who are indigenous, but we can't. They probably wanted to get every single indigenous family, every single one, but they can only go after the ones that were going through the child welfare. So they got all those ones, every single one. It was a policy to scoop them all up, scoop them all up, scoop them all up, scoop. That's why they call it 60 Scoop, because they scooped every single one from the child welfare, and they had a special program. Now that do you understand what 60 Scoop, what the term meant? It's just that, scooping all those kids. 60 Scoop, and just scooping all those kids up from the child welfare. But they probably wanted to get every single family, but they could only justify going after the kids who were in going through the child welfare. That's 60 Scoop. Residential school. What does that mean? Residential school is just that's the church. They're just not calling it church. Okay? Because most people just go to church on Sunday. So they had to call it residential school system. So like I said, they scooped all the kids and they gave all the kids to a church. But that church wasn't called church. It was called residential school. So you got residential school, that's just a church, and then 60 Scoop, that's just the term of the practice that took place back then. Do you understand? Now, after all of that, then, just like the rainbow flag, I look at the rainbow flag and I think about the survivors, and I look at this, and it's horrible because these were kids, babies, children. These weren't adults wanting human rights to be treated, not be fired because you're gay. Stuff like that, right? These were just kids. I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible. I mean, but I'm just glad that we know about it. Imagine if we didn't.